Happy Mother's Day and welcome to Tell the People, a program about our Catholic faith with news and information in and around the Catholic Diocese of Lafayette. I'm Stephanie Bernard. In today's show, Trista Littell has an interview with Ed Bustani about the new Secretariat of Catholic Charities. Father Michael Champine's talk is about the commandments in the segment What It Means to Be Catholic. And in a conversation with Bishop Michael Gerald, Monsignor Richard Green interviews Bishop Gerald about the upcoming diaconate ordination. And now, Catholic news on this May 13th weekend. Bishop Michael Gerald will ordain 6 men to the transitional diaconate on Saturday, May 19th at 10 a.m. in the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist in Lafayette. The ceremony will mark the last step before their ordination to the priesthood approximately 1 year from now. Those to be ordained are Garrett B. Savoy, Dustin Patrick Doubt, Brian Harrington, Andre Metrojon, Mark Malley, and Neil Petit. As transitional deacons, some of the ways in which these men will be able to serve the church will be by presiding over public prayer, administering the sacraments of baptism, ministering to the sick and dying, conducting funeral services, and performing works of charity. The radio and TV office is scheduled to record this transitional diaconate ordination, and it will be offered for airing on Acadiana Open Channel between May 23rd and June 15th. This video, as with many others, can also be viewed online at www.diallab.org. Click on the Office tab, scroll down, and click Radio and TV Ministry. There you will find access to many of our local programs such as the Rosary, Special Masses, Ordinations, Catholics Today, and of course, this program, Tell the People. Registration for the summer 2012 session of the Aquinas Institute is now going on. New and current credit students may call the Lafayette Diocesan Office of Christian Formation at 261-5550 for a registration application, and the application will be forwarded to them according to space availability within the requested class. The cost for all credit students is $250 per course. All audit students may contact the office from now through Friday, May 18th, and the same procedure will be followed. The cost of auditing a course is $75 per class. Aquinas Institute courses are SACS accredited, and faculty members hold MA degrees or higher in their area of instruction. Courses scheduled for the summer 2012 session include Theology 210, the Doctrine of God, Trinity, and Theology 190, Introduction to New Testament Greek. The Museum and Gift Shop of the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist in Lafayette will host a special exhibit of religious art and antique rosaries from April 1st through June 30th. The featured artist will be Mrs. Ira Thomas, while the collection of antique rosaries will contain rosaries from around the world. For further details, please contact the Office of the Cathedral of St. John the Evangelist at 232-1322. Have you ever questioned why Catholics believe what we believe? Has it been difficult finding the answers? Please join others in studying and learning about the true teachings of the Catholic faith every Thursday evening in the Parish Life Center of Our Lady of Perpetual Help Church in New Iberia. Meetings will be held from 6:30 to 8 p.m. weekly. For more information, please call 380-4829. Coming up next, Trista Littell has an interview with Ed Bustani about the new Secretariat of Catholic Charities.
Welcome to Tell the People. I'm Trista Littell, and joining me here today is Ed Bustani. Ed is the new director of the Secretariat of Catholic Charities. Welcome, Ed.
Thanks, it's great to be here.
Good to have you. You're going to be speaking with us today about the restructuring at the diocese and the Secretariat of Catholic Charities. Could you please explain the recent changes regarding the restructuring of the diocesan central offices for the secretariats?
Sure. The new Secretariat of Catholic Charities is a result of the restructuring of the 4 old secretariats into the new secretariats. For many years now, the diocese, the central office and the chancery has had 4 secretariats. They were the secretaries for pastoral services, community services, stewardship, and religious personnel. Bishop Gerald decided to consolidate 2 of those secretariats into one, so now there's a Secretariat of Pastoral Services and Religious Personnel, and then create a new Secretariat of Catholic Charities.
Now, why was this restructuring necessary?
Well, it was really a desire of Bishop Gerald to integrate into the diocese a Catholic Charities agency. Catholic Charities USA is a very strong and beneficial national Catholic organization within the church that works to reduce poverty and bring resources to those who are in need. And Bishop Gerald wanted to integrate that network into the diocese. So that's really the primary reason why he wanted to develop a Secretariat for Catholic Charities agencies and offices.
When is this going to become effective?
It became effective on May 1st.
On May 1st? Well, would you tell us a little bit more about the new Secretariat that you're now director of?
Yes, it's very exciting. I'm very honored. It's the Secretariat of Catholic Charities, and several of the offices that were in the old secretariats were moved into this new secretariat. Those offices are Catholic Social Services, which is adoptions, Justice and Peace, Migration and Refugee Services, Pro-Life Apostolate, and Persons with Disabilities. And then also, in addition to those 5 diocesan offices, moving within the secretariat will also be the Catholic Service Centers. There are 14 Catholic Service Centers throughout the diocese that operate, either they're parish-based or they operate independently, but they are within the Catholic Church and the diocese. They will be within the Secretariat as well, so that we can build a network to better serve the communities.
Well, I was going to ask you, why was the decision made to include the Catholic Service Centers? But
Right. Well, and to elaborate a little bit more, right now and in the past, all of those service centers do an exceptional job, but they kind of do it on their own. Most of them are in rural areas and scattered throughout the diocese. And we wanted to try to build a network where they collaborate more and work together more, share resources, knowledge and information, ideas, programs, that sort of thing, so that they can learn and assist each other and provide ultimately better services to the communities, and also so that we can build a stronger network for response in emergency situations after disasters, to where we can have a more coordinated effort in those times of need.
definitely be able to be a lot more proactive when those situations do arise.
Exactly.
Now, what about Catholic Charities USA? Is this new secretariat affiliated with them?
Yes. The diocese has always had somewhat of a limited affiliation with Catholic Charities USA through the Office of Justice and Peace. And we had, through that affiliation, very limited resources. The new secretariat is actually going to be known as an agency, or a full agency of Catholic Charities USA. So we will have access to all of their resources and benefits. All of the offices within the secretariat will benefit from their programs and their resources. And then we're offering to the social service centers the opportunity to be a part of that member agency if they so choose. They have the option not to, but we're encouraging them and hoping that they will take that invitation and also be a part of the Catholic Charities USA agency.
Now, what are the benefits of having Catholic Charities USA agency affiliation?
Well, as a full agency with Catholic Charities USA, there are a number of great benefits. They are very progressive in their programs. They offer a lot of new ideas, a lot of program change, educational opportunities and such for programs. They also offer a lot of resources as far as professional and leadership development, conferences, seminars, webinars. They are very strong, especially on the national level, as far as legislative advocacy with Congress and the President. And there are also some additional funding opportunities through grants and such that they offer. So those are all really wonderful benefits that we'll now be able to take full advantage of having a full Catholic Charities agency within the Secretariat and the diocese.
So collectively, there'll be a lot more strength, educational opportunities, more money involved,
Right.
More people involved.
Right, because Catholic Charities USA operates and I shouldn't say operates, but promotes all of these programs that are within this new Secretariat. They offer guidance to agencies that offer adoption services and work with migration and refugee services. They're very much a pro-life agency, and certainly with social justice for justice and peace. And then they also work and provide information and resources for service centers like our Catholic service centers that are providing for the needs of those that are struggling out there. So all of those different benefits are now available to all of those agencies within and offices within the Catholic Charities Secretariat at the diocese. And one other great benefit is the networking opportunities now. We were one of the few dioceses in the state that didn't have a full Catholic Charities agency in the past, and now we do. So now we have contacts and resources with the other Catholic Charities, you know, with the Archdiocese in Baton Rouge and Lake Charles and all around the country.
Wonderful. Well, Ed, we're going to be praying for you, and we ask everybody else to pray for you in your new position, and we thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, folks, for joining us, and stay tuned. There's more to come on Tell the People.
Thank you, Ed and Trista. Coming up next, Father Michael Champine's talk is about the commandments in the segment, What It Means to Be Catholic.
Good morning. Welcome back to Tell the People to What It Means to Be Catholic. We're treating the 8th commandment today as we're traversing the 10 commandments to try to understand them more deeply and to try to put them more into effect in our lives. And last time, if you were with us, we looked at the definition of the 8th commandment, which is both in chapter 5 of Deuteronomy and also Exodus chapter 20. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And we saw direct sin against that was lying. Offenses, we want to look at today offenses against the 8th commandment, to examine our conscience, to bring that to confession, but also to be working daily to try to be more and more men and women of the truth. Living the truth both by our words and by our deeds and with our hearts seeking the truth. Who is a person that we fall in love with? Jesus Christ. The offenses given in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, beginning at number 2475, speak about false witness. A false witness, we can do that in our daily lives, but certainly, for example, in court, when certain people's lives are in danger, giving a false witness. False witnesses were called in against Jesus, we know. The same thing is true throughout the Old Testament. We see with, for example, Susanna, when she was hauled in to court, and they got false witnesses, people who are not being honest or changing the facts or giving out of context in order to win some victory for themselves and keep themselves out of trouble. And of course, this puts other people at risk and it affects other people's lives. So not only is it a sin directly against the 8th commandment, but it becomes more serious and grave because of the consequence that it has for other people's lives. If a person